Your brain kills your dreams in 5.2 seconds. A broke woman discovered this at 3 a.m. What she found rewired her mind forever. You know that moment when you're about to do something life-changing and your brain floods you with excuses? I'll do it tomorrow, I'm not ready, what if I fail? Here's the brutal truth, your brain is programmed to keep you average. But what if you could hack this system with a simple countdown? I'm about to reveal the 5-second rule that makes procrastination impossible and fear powerless. This woman discovered it at her lowest point, and it's about to change everything for you too. Section 1, The Rock Bottom Discovery. Mel Robbins was staring at her ceiling at 3 a.m., marriage crumbling, bank account empty, too depressed to face another sunrise. Her alarm would scream every morning, and she'd hit snooze until noon. Her husband stopped looking at her with respect. Her children watched their mother disappear into her own despair. She was drowning in her existence, paralyzed by a weight she couldn't name. Then she saw a rocket launch on television. The countdown pierced through her fog like lightning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Something clicked in her shattered mind. The next morning, when her alarm attacked her consciousness, instead of thinking about how much she wanted to vanish, she did something insane. She counted backwards from 5 and launched herself out of bed before her thoughts could destroy her again. She had no clue she'd just discovered the most powerful psychological override in human history. But what happened next revealed something absolutely terrifying about how our minds conspire against us. Section 2, The Neuroscience Betrayal. Your brain is hardwired to assassinate your potential. Within 5 seconds of having any impulse to improve your life, your nervous system activates what neuroscientists call the amygdala hijack. This isn't self-help theory, this is hardcore brain science that will make you furious once you understand it. The moment you consider doing something uncomfortable, scary, or transformative, your brain floods your bloodstream with stress chemicals. It literally convinces you that staying small is safer than becoming magnificent. Your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your mind responsible for logical decisions, gets overthrown by your limbic system, which only cares about keeping you comfortable and average. This ancient survival mechanism made sense when humans faced saber-toothed tigers. Today, it treats every opportunity for growth like a life-threatening emergency. Your brain can't tell the difference between physical danger and emotional discomfort, so it kills both with the same ruthless efficiency. But here's where neuroscience gets absolutely mind-blowing. Section 3, The Backward Counting Weapon. Counting backwards from 5 to 1 triggers something that nothing else in psychology can accomplish. It activates your prefrontal cortex and interrupts the stress response before it can murder your motivation. When you force your brain to count in reverse, it must concentrate. That concentration awakens the part of your mind capable of making intentional choices rather than fear-based reactions. Forward counting happens on autopilot, your brain can sabotage you while counting upward effortlessly. Backward sequences demand total mental engagement. You're literally hijacking millions of years of evolutionary programming with a simple countdown technique. Neuroscientists confirm this creates fresh neural pathways and strengthens your brain's ability to act despite terror, doubt, or resistance. You're not just changing behavior patterns, you're rewiring your default response to opportunity itself. Every time you deploy this method, you build what researchers call cognitive flexibility, the ability to think and execute like a champion even when emotions scream at you to stay mediocre. Now here are the 5 sacred rules that make this technique absolutely unstoppable. Section 4, The 5 Sacred Rules. Rule 1, The Backward Count Only. Always count backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Never forward. Forward counting doesn't engage your prefrontal cortex the same way. Your brain needs the challenge of reverse sequences to break free from autopilot mode. This isn't optional, it's the foundation that makes everything else work. Rule 2, Physical movement within 5 seconds. You must physically move immediately after reaching 1, or your brain will kill the impulse. Stand up, take a step, Pick up your phone, open your laptop, any physical action signals to your nervous system that you're committed. Hesitation is death. Movement is life. Rule 3, use only for life-changing moments. Reserve this weapon for your most important decisions and actions. Don't waste it on trivial choices like what to eat for breakfast. Save it for the moments that could alter your trajectory, starting that business, making that call, having that conversation, taking that risk. Rule 4, no negotiation. After the countdown, once you start counting, you're committed to action. No bargaining, no, just 5 more minutes, no mental negotiations. The 5-second window exists specifically to prevent overthinking and fear from regaining control. Count equals commitment. Rule 5, combine with implementation triggers. Identify specific situations where you typically procrastinate, then program automatic responses. When my alarm goes off at 6 a.m., I'll count backward and immediately put my feet on the floor. When I feel nervous before speaking up in meetings, I'll count backward and open my mouth. Make the rule your default response to hesitation. But knowing these rules is worthless unless you see what happens when people actually use them. Section 5, Real Transformation Stories. Sarah was trapped in an abusive marriage for 12 years, making excuses and finding reasons to stay. One morning, she counted backward from 5 and walked out the door with nothing but her car keys. Today she runs a nonprofit helping other women escape dangerous relationships. Marcus talked about starting his own business for 15 years while working a job he hated. Every morning he'd think about quitting, then talk himself out of it. One Tuesday, he counted backward and sent his resignation email before his brain could interfere. His company now generates 7 figures annually. Jennifer was the smartest person in every meeting but never spoke up because of anxiety. She started using the countdown before contributing ideas. Within 6 months, she was promoted to department head because her insights finally had a voice. These aren't coincidences or lucky breaks. These are direct results of overriding the 5-second kill switch that keeps most people trapped in patterns they hate. But there's something the self-help industry desperately hopes you never discover. Section 6, the industry's secret they hide. Multi-billion-dollar industries survive by convincing you that transformation requires courses, coaching, seminars, and endless preparation. They profit from your procrastination and fear. If people realized they could change their lives with a simple countdown, entire business models would collapse overnight. Motivation is complete garbage. It's unreliable, temporary, and useless when you need it most. Waiting to feel motivated is like waiting for perfect weather. It might happen occasionally, but it's not a strategy for success. The 5-second rule bypasses motivation entirely. You don't need to feel like taking action to take action. Willpower is equally worthless. It's a finite resource that gets depleted throughout the day. By evening, your willpower is exhausted, which explains why most people make terrible decisions after work. But the countdown technique doesn't require willpower, it requires awareness and immediate execution. The self-help industry sells you complicated systems because simple solutions don't generate recurring revenue. They need you to believe change is hard, takes time, and requires expert guidance. The truth threatens their profits. Most transformation happens in 5-second windows of courage. Here's how to weaponize this starting immediately. Section 7, Advanced Implementation. Connect the countdown to specific environmental triggers. Instead of hoping you'll exercise someday, decide that when you wake up, you'll count backward and immediately put on workout clothes. Instead of planning to eat healthier eventually, decide that when you open the refrigerator, you'll count backward and reach for vegetables first. This creates what psychologists call implementation intentions, automatic behavioral responses to predetermined triggers. You're programming your subconscious to execute without conscious deliberation. Most people destroy this technique by hesitating after 1. The magic lives in immediate action. Count and move. Count and speak. Count and start. Hesitation allows your brain to regain control and kill the impulse. Advanced practitioners use the rule to interrupt destructive patterns too. When you feel the urge to check social media compulsively, count backward and close the app. When you want to eat junk food mindlessly, count backward and drink water instead. The technique works in both directions, initiating positive behaviors and stopping negative ones. Your transformation begins with recognizing that every single day contains dozens of 5-second opportunities to change your life completely. Most people let these moments die in overthinking and fear. But now you possess the weapon to capture them. Section 8, Your Moment of Truth. Napoleon Hill understood that thoughts become things, but he never explained the 5-second window where thoughts either become reality or get murdered by fear. You now know this window exists. You know how to recognize it. You know the exact technique to exploit it. The question isn't whether this works, neuroscience has proven it. The question is whether you'll deploy it. Because 5 years from now, you'll either be living the life Hill knew you were capable of creating, or you'll be wondering what would have happened if you just counted backward and taken action when opportunity knocked. Your brain will try to convince you this is too simple to work. That's the same brain that's been sabotaging you for years. Don't negotiate with the enemy of your potential. What's that one thing you've been avoiding that could transform your life? Drop it in the comments right now. Will you actually use the 5-second rule in the next 24 hours, or just consume this and do nothing? Hit subscribe if you want more psychological tools for success. Use the rule today for anything, then come back and tell me what happened. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, your transformation starts now.